This morning, Wednesday, the CCSA latest figures show close to 5,000 new COVID cases nationwide. 4,786 is the actual count. 127 of those are in prisons and the rest within the community. In the same 24-hour period, 53 deaths are attributed to existing illnesses exacerbated by the virus. Those numbers were released this morning. In one of many operations, soldiers nabbed illegal immigrants coming in from Burma on the shoreline of the Vajiralongkorn reservoir yesterday. Following a tip-off, they stayed in wait as a boat came to the shoreline before arresting all on board. Reports indicate that all had paid to get work in Samut Prakan, Samut Sakhon, Chonburi and Ratchaburi provinces. As usual, no potential employers were named in the reports given to the media. In Nonthaburi, factory workers were negotiating yesterday after going on strike following a COVID outbreak at their workplace, and the employers refusing a shutdown, expecting them to carry on as usual. Some 60 people are said to have failed testing at the sewing business, but bosses warned staff they'd lose wages if they didn't get back to labour. Local unions were involved in discussions, as it's reported that some 700 of the 1,700 employees are migrant workers. The Department of Medical Sciences predicts that the Indian variant of COVID will become the dominant strain in the capital within just a few months. Far easily passed on from person to person, over a quarter of all cases this month have been of that strain. The Public Health Ministry is allowing asymptomatic COVID cases to self-isolate in their homes, as opposed to taking beds in COVID quarantine centres. This as numbers rise and beds are needed for the infirm. In those areas where COVID counts are of the highest, those under 60 and not sick will remain in their homes. And if those homes have others in them, they should remain in a single room, with the state supplying food and medical checks. The Private Hospital Association of Thailand has fixed the price for privately bought Moderna vaccinations at 3,400 baht for double doses nationally. This as most hospitals already report that they're fully booked for supplies expected from September onwards. Moderna itself has stated that orders now being received will not be available until next year, as they're working to meet existing commitments. The company's also released figures which claim to show that the vaccine is very effective against the Indian variant. This is on the same day a new study suggests that the Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna vaccines may provide lifetime protection against COVID-19. The Food and Drug Administration reported on at least 110 bottles of Sinovac containing globules of gel spotted by medics. They were quickly pulled and not used on patients. The administration tells us that the gel is a result of either over or undercooling. Meanwhile, at home and in Pattaya, as the city committees sat yesterday, complaints of speedboats still using the shoreline as opposed to the port were discussed. Far from pleased, the city mayor reminded all that this has been an ongoing problem and more should be done to regulate them. All are required to register with City Hall, and it's been decided that ticketing should not be available on boats, but instead from registered ticket offices. Despite rumours, there's no chance that alcohol sales will be allowed from July the 1st. Sadly, due to COVID conditions here and nationally, that was never on the cards. Some bars had convinced themselves that they would reopen by then. Reality is that we'll be lucky if numbers drop to see the return of alcohol sales even in restaurants before the end of July. Predictions for bars and clubs are, according to those in the know, estimated as not being earlier than August or even end of September, depending on who you interview. And today, Wednesday, the province alone reported 208 new cases. Our own region of Banglamung saw 49, with Chonburi 40 and Sriracha 76. And with the Met Office promising highs today of around 34, dropping down to 30 and another hot and humid day. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or programme, like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group, by using the link below.